Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Henry County Chamber of Commerce Community Dialogue. It's hosted by the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. I am Judy McMurtry. I chair that committee along with, I have Christy Tuning with me today, as well as Elbet Ray and Terry Nash. And we're here to discuss employer opportunities for Henry County differently abled. I thank you for joining us for Facebook as well as webinar. And we're going to get started. Just to start, Christy, will you let us know who our sponsors are and thank them?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Judy. Just want to say good morning and happy Earth Day. Today is April 22nd, so it's Earth Day. And we're celebrating that here at Central Georgia EMC. So just kind of wanted to let everybody know about that. And our community dialogue has been sponsored since Kaiser Permanente from the beginning. And so we continue to thank them for sponsoring us today with our employer opportunities for Henry County's differently abled. So we're excited about it. So let's get on into that, Judy.
Okay, thank you, Christy. Okay, so Miss Terry Nash, we have with us Terry Nash. She is with Parks and Rec. She's a therapeutic coordinator with Henry County government. And we also have Elbate Ray, career specialist, regional director for Briggs and Associates. So we're going to start with you, Terry. I have a couple of questions I want to ask in regards to your wonderful program you have going on over there at Parks and Rec. What is a therapeutic recreation center? Can you let us know exactly what that is?
Okay, here at Henry County Parks and Recreation, we provide a program for special needs adults and children in a recreational setting. We provide physical, social, and well-being opportunities based on what our participants need. And we're open to the public. We have, we do Special Olympics, and we also partner with the school system on a year-round basis to do wheelchair sports. So anybody can use our facility, and also anyone with a, differently abled participants can also come to our facility.
Okay, so how do you kind of advertise it so people can know about it? How is it communicated out to the public?
Here most recently, we've been on social media a lot, and we have grown over the last several years because of our our participation with social media. So we have that source, and we also put it out in the paper as much as possible, the different things that we're doing.
Okay, and you communicate through the schools as well. You mentioned
Yes, we do. Do communicate with the school system with flyers
Mhm.
and things of that nature. But we have a dynamic Special Olympic program that we train athletes throughout the entire year
Okay.
and compete in local games, world games, and many sectionals.
Okay, that's awesome. So what is your mission for the recreation therapy program?
For our program, we strive each day to make a difference in the lives of the participants we have, to increase their socialization, their physical ability, and well-being, in everything that we do. We don't only do the training for Special Olympic sports, but we do a lot of socials. So many people come here shy in the beginning, and they learn, they get to meet all of our participants, other individuals. And, we had one athlete that came in, holding her head down, very shy.
Mhm.
And 2 or 3 years later, she was going to World Games in Seoul, Korea.
Okay.
So we do make a difference in the lives of many that come through our building.
Okay, so what type of activities do you offer? Um, any particular ones?
Well,
Swimming?
we do have Special Olympics programming. We support 13 different sports,
Okay.
typically volleyball, basketball, softball, the traditional sports. But we also have kayaking program, and we also have alpine skiing. We do bocce throughout the year, and in this program, like I said, we do partner with the school system
Mhm.
to do wheelchair sports, and we have wheelchair football, wheelchair handball, and wheelchair basketball throughout the year.
Okay. How do people sign up to be a part of these programs?
You can definitely come by Locust Grove Recreation Center and introduce themselves and meet us here. And then we usually give them a Special Olympics medical. And once we do that, they are in, and then we send out emails regularly that, have our activities listed, and they just get started and stay with us.
Okay. Awesome. So then, what kind of impact does it have to the community, these programs? Can you?
I think it has a huge impact, because a lot of our athletes have never been able to participate on a team or anything like that, but they come here and they feel welcomed.
Mhm.
And we utilize volunteers throughout the entire year, and so that it helps the volunteers as well. We have sponsors that also help us with our programming. So overall, it helps the entire community. You can't help but feel good when you come here.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Now, do you also have like job placement for organizations that um, have individuals with different abilities?
We have hired folks with different abilities,
Mhm.
but we don't necessarily, go through an association anymore.
Okay.
Actually, my employee that takes care of our wheelchair sports program, he's also a wheelchair tennis player,
Okay.
and he is staffed here and been here for 19 years.
Awesome.
So
That's
we
awesome.
do hire in other areas of Parks and Recreation. We do hire folks with different abilities.
Oh, okay. So do you ever partner with any kind of organizations where if they had someone maybe recently had an injury or became disabled in some form or fashion come through your facility? Do you work with organizations or is it strictly just for sports?
Mainly it's individuals. I mean, we've had actually some stroke victims that have come in,
Mhm.
utilized our facility, our indoor walking track. We have exercise equipment upstairs. Many use our facility to help with their rehab.
Mhm.
A lot of seniors come to our building. So yes, we definitely utilize this to help, to help the public.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so Elbe, I would like to ask you a few questions. Can you tell us a little bit about Briggs and Associates?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for the opportunity to participate in this dialogue today. I am with Briggs and Associates. We are a supported employment company. We help persons with disabilities find jobs and be able to keep their jobs. We provide training to both or additional training for
Mhm.
those people in their jobs as needed, and
Mhm.
we help set them up for success. We help the employer as well as the employee being able to succeed in the venture. We provide comprehensive supported employment services, which means that we the only requirement that a person would have to get our services is firstly to be able to qualify for funding, because this service is provided to no cost for the person who is receiving supported employment or the employer who hires them. So they have to qualify for services through the grants that we have or the programs that the government has for us to be able to do this. And then they need to have a desire to work. That's the only requirements. And of course, they have to have some kind of disability, but we will take anybody with a disability who has the desire to work. And then we go out in the community. We partner with businesses. We
Mhm.
see what their needs are and how the individuals we serve can provide uh, satisfy a need that the business owners may have.
Okay, so you work with the Human Resource Department to help with job placement. What about accommodations? Do you work with companies when they have an employee who recently got injured or need to be accommodated in a different job based on their injuries?
Yes, we do. I think that maybe how we work is that first the person is referred to us. So
Mhm.
first they have to receive our services before we can work with a human resource or human resource department. But
Okay.
we go out in the community. So a lot of times people who start our service is people who needs help finding a job.
Mhm.
And we get to know the person. We find out what their dreams, desires, and their strengths are. And then we go out in the community and we build relationships with employers, variety of employers, so that we can find a job that that person would be set up for success. So I would say yes, accommodations, we do work with that. Usually our people need very little accommodations. Most of the time it is reduced work hours, part-time jobs, so that they still have access to support that they rely on. But typically we find jobs that people would be successful in already. And then
Oh,
we help, and then we provide additional training. A lot of our people can do so many jobs. They just need extra time learning those jobs. So when an employer allow us to be on the job, that we can support that learning process, that
Mhm.
is what we strive towards. So at the end, we do work with HR companies for accommodations, but usually it's very, very few accommodations that's needed.
It's few. Okay. So do you primarily work with organizations or individuals who have needs?
So yeah, so we work with individuals that we serve, and we
Mhm.
work with businesses. So yes, we do. There are other organizations that we mostly get our referrals from community service boards. We work with support coordinators, the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, and Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation. They refer people to us if they don't come to us through word of mouth. But that's mostly for funding the individual's supported employment. And then we work with, we always looking for champions in the community. So my job, I'm now at home today, this morning, but I'll be going out in the community. And after this dialogue, we work in the community. Our business are conducted in other businesses, if that makes sense. We go to the job sites and we support the persons in person on the job sites.
Okay, so you mentioned champions. What exactly is a champion when it comes?
Yes. So a lot of times, the only thing our persons need to be able to have a job is a chance.
Mhm.
So we call those people our champions, people who work in a job that thinks, wow, we have a need here, that, or this would be an awesome job for somebody that's maybe has a neurodiversity or is differently abled.
Mhm.
And just to give a chance. So that's our champions. And champions comes in different capacities. Sometimes it is from a HR department. Sometimes it's a local business owner. Sometimes it's the parent of somebody that has a disability. Sometimes it's just somebody who has a heart that at one point in their life had worked with somebody with a disability. So a lot of times champions are, we may work with an employer in Henry County, and they may change jobs, and they contact us and say, I used to work with you at this business, and I changed jobs, and it was such a benefit to me. I would like to do that again. Sometimes it's just we are knocking at doors and we find somebody that has an openness to give somebody a chance. So those are our champions that we need in all different environments and businesses that we
Oh,
try to seek out.
okay. So employers have to qualify to participate in your program?
No,
No.
there's no qualification.
Okay.
Anybody can participate. Like I said, they would be hiring the employee, so they are the employer, and they just need to be able to allow us to be participate in the learning and setting up success for the person. So there is no qualification. Of course, supported employment is one of the things that benefits our society, us as individuals as well as businesses, because there's a return on investment for people who's hired that has a disability. They will use less social services and they will contribute with tax money. So not only is it good for all of us that people are working, it also provides the person who's working with a purpose in life. It helps with recovery for persons with mental health. It gives people dignity. So there is as well a tax credit for employers who hires people with disabilities. So there are so many benefits for for a business to hire somebody with a disability and try it out, because our persons
Mhm.
fulfill a lot of needs that businesses has.
Right. Well, how do you get the words out to organizations other than sometimes just going knocking on the door? I mean, how do people know that these programs exist, or this actual organization that can assist with helping people that are differently abled?
Of course, we've been in business for over 34 years here in
Okay.
Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
locally owned. And I've always served over the 34 years we've been in Henry County as well.
Okay.
This kind of thing, like the community dialogues, are so important to us. We do get referrals, so sometimes it does come from Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation that the word is being spread, or Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Sometimes it's through schools, it's community events that we participate in. But otherwise, it's word of mouth and us knocking at doors, building relationships. So we are very active in our own communities. We live and work in our communities. So sometimes it happens in the soccer field when my son has a soccer match and I start talking to people. There is this, I think we have a very unique way of approaching what we do, because we do that just all the time, looking for opportunities, and try to be part of business conversations wherever we can. Yes.
Christy, would you like to share any information or ask?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Elbit, what industries do you most see working with the differently abled?
Wow, we have so many. I can just say it's about just all the industries that people that's typically able to work in. I can tell you just right now, some of the people work in warehouses and schools, Henry County schools. We have people who work at FedEx. We have people working at Microsoft. We have people working at Amazon. Hospitals. There's so many places, so many hospitals that we have had people work in. We have somebody working at a nursery, big box stores and little businesses. We have a young man in Henry County that builds sprinklers. That is the sprinklers that would be going off when fire alarms go off. And he is such a valued employee there, does such a good job at that. So we have people who works in food service, in the food service industry. Let me think what else. There's so many places that our people work. It's just about in any setting that you can think, lawyers' offices. Yes, just about anything that a typical able person would work in. And again, we start with the desire of the person. So we get to know the person with disability, that has the disability, and we find out what their dreams are and what their dream job would be. And then we find stepping stones for them, just like we would do. We would start with a job and we would figure out, okay, we like this more to do this kind of setting, or this is what we excel in. Of course, we do have people working also at grocery stores and different capacities. Yes.
So it sounds
Just in
like
so many-
just about everywhere
Right.
is where you're reaching. So I heard you say that you were matching your candidates based off of their hopes and dreams and kind of what they like to do, and then you go to employers about that. So thank you. That's great information on Briggs and Associates, and hopefully other people can use the information that we've given them today to reach out to you and your company. And if you can also, Terry, kind of wanted to ask about where the programs, you're in Locust Grove. Are all of the programs in Locust Grove, or are they spread throughout Henry County?
We do have a few things going on the other areas of Henry County. but the main therapeutic recreation center is here in Locust Grove. We have been here in this building for almost 12 years now. So we're right near Locust Grove City Hall on the corner of 42, 42 Highway. So we welcome anybody to visit our facility. Excuse me. To visit our facility, and we can show them around. Like I said, we're open to the public, but we do have 5 staff that run our therapeutic recreation program.
Okay.
When you say open to the public, not just Locust Grove or in Henry County, you're talking about the greater Atlanta, if anybody just.
Well, I mean, yes, but there is a participation fee, out of county fee and stuff like that as far as using the gym.
Okay, I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
wanted to make sure, yes.
And then we also have a Sunshine League that has been going on since 2005. And it
Mhm.
is a baseball league for anybody any child or adult that has a physical or a mental disability that can play in. And we have 8 teams out there that play on Saturdays, almost 70 participants, and many are on the spectrum.
Okay, so have you two ever thought about partnering together so that way in case someone who participates in sports would like a different job or a job in general, or because it sounds like it could be a great pair, you know, if you can partner in some capacity. I know at one point in time you used to. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, we've had some folks from the school system that would come and, do some job training. And like I said, I think Miss Ray and I have crossed paths with some of our participants, and I'm sure it's a opportunity that we have. And now that we've connected again, I'm sure that it would benefit both of us to be in contact with each other.
Yes, that sounds like a great pair. That's why I was just wondering.
Yes, ma'am.
And Elbit, anything else that Chamber can do as well to support your program? Because I know I've read a stat in the past, 1 in 8 Americans have some form of disability. Am I correct with that number?
Yes, ma'am. And to think how many people are affected by having a family member with a disability, it is the need for inclusion is major. Diversity, equity, inclusion a lot of times includes so many people, but especially persons with intellectual disabilities, or is not always included in that group. So yes, I think just spreading the news about and just being champions. I know me personally, I feel when I go out to my own bank that I use, I remind them that I would love to see somebody there with a disability working there. We hire also persons with disabilities in my company. But just as I go through community, I try to spread the news that is something as a client or customer I would like to see, because that's important to me. I just seen what great results it has to have somebody on your team that is differently abled. It is just and they provide great. Make great employees. The employers who hires persons with disabilities, they stay usually there for very long times if it's a good match, because it is a good thing. So I would say if people just reach out, if there's anybody who would like to talk to me, I would love to discuss it, to continue the conversation and see how we can work together. Like I said, we partner with so many employers in the county. There is so many more to get. I would just love to spread the word that this is a service that's out there, and we have great employees that we can match, like I said, to no cost to the employer or the employee that they hire.
Right, and that would be something to actually get that word out in regards to the benefits for the employee as well as the employer. It's a great opportunity. Like you said, people have great ethics, who are differently disabled. Used to work in the airline industry, and we had employed people in the areas we could that had different abilities. And we did job accommodations and things of that nature. So yes, you're absolutely right, because it's very important, because that person is still a whole person. They just have different abilities. And I'm considered disabled because I wear glasses, and a lot of people don't look at it that way. But it's so many hidden disabilities out there as well that people are afraid to even disclose that they have that type of disability. And we do need to get the word out. That's why diversity and inclusion is so important. It's more about accepting people for who they are. We are all different in many ways. So that's really, this message is so important to really get out. So Terry and Elbe, you have any other words you'd like to let our audience know in regards to what it is that you do and how we can best serve?
I would just like to just open it up to, just to invite others to come to our facility. We can have a face-to-face conversation and show folks what, what we do offer here. We are starting yoga classes for, anybody with, different abilities. And we would like to get that started, and yoga is very beneficial for all of us, and especially, ones that may have some challenges. So I would just encourage, the community, the public, to come out and see us. We always have a staff member here that's going to welcome you. And once you get here, you're going to stay. And so I really appreciate this opportunity today to speak. And I look forward to seeing many of you come by and see us.
Okay, now Elbe, quick question too for you. How many counties do Briggs Associates serve?
We serve 32 counties in the Georgia area, which includes, of course, Henry County. We do serve Clayton, Spalding, South Fulton County. That's the ones that's closest to Henry County. But yeah, we serve 32 counties in Georgia.
Awesome. Now, you both are Henry County Chamber of Commerce members, so you realize we have a directory that is perfect for you to get the word out. Do you utilize that? Because you have like 900 businesses.
Yes, ma'am. We have used that for sponsorships, and then our deputy of program services, Thomas White, is also very beneficial in that, and we have definitely used that that directory.
Okay, so you have the directory, like if you need volunteers as well, or if you just want to share the wonderful work that you do, or when you have events that you would like to get out to our members, because that directory, not just a directory, but we also have a community calendar that you can utilize as well. And that would get word out about any activities you may have and place it on the calendar for the chamber, for everyone to be able to see, and not just our members see that calendar, but anyone that visits the website or go through our social media can go through and look through our website and see that calendar as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, because this is so important. We have a summit, a DEI summit that's coming up. It's called Still Stronger Together. And we do host this summit with two other chambers, Fayette as well as Clayton County. This year, it's going to be held at the Hilton in Peachtree City. It's their convention center. Last year, it was at Merle Mander. We hosted it here in Henry County, and we had 300 guests. It was our very first one we did, extremely successful. We have speakers, panel, we have workshops that you could be a part of. But if you think about that, ladies, it'll be great to have you there. And because we have 3 different chambers and a lot of business, small entrepreneurs come in, medium, large, come to visit. So it would be great to have you there. Maybe look at the website and see, and any of the participants who are watching, it would be great. We invite you. It's June 18th. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. on June 18th. So mark your calendar. It's going to be some wonderful speakers we have, as well as we have, like I said, 3 workshops we're going to have and a panel. So it's a wealth of information. It's great for networking. Networking is priceless to share and, you know, let people know what it is that you do, because it's extremely important. Your programs are extremely important to all of us. Anything else you would like to share, Christy, before we close?
No, also, I just would like to remind everybody, we talked about Special Olympics. Terry, if you need volunteers, tell us how to volunteer for the Special Olympics.
Yes, we do utilize volunteers for Special Olympics as coaches, as chaperones to go to our state competitions and local practices and things like that. They would just need to contact me, and we can get them, you know, the background check that needs to be done and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Anybody that has expertise in athletics or aquatics or basketball or volleyball, or just want to get out and, you know, give something back, they can do it right here. And just contact me and we can get them in the right place.
Awesome.
Right, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so if we don't have anything else to share, then we're gonna go ahead and close it out. Ladies, anything else you have to say?
No, I just hope you come by and see us.
Oh, we'll be by and see you. That's for sure.
Okay.
We will definitely come by. What's your address? Can you give me your address? I see you got it in the chat. 10
Yes,
Cleveland
ma'am, I did. I
Street?
typed
Okay.
10 Cleveland Street, Locust Grove, Georgia, 30248.
Okay,
Anybody is welcome.
definitely. Thank you so much.
For this
Elbet,
opportunity.
anything
Thank you
you
for
like
the
to say?
opportunity to speak.
Okay, thank you. No, thank you for joining us. This was, I mean, all these years I've been here, I never knew about these programs, and I really appreciate learning more and what we can do to get involved. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule. Thank you, Facebook participants, as well as participants to this webinar for Henry County Chamber of Commerce Community Dialogue. We look forward to seeing you next month. So with that said, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.